Hello, friends. Welcome to Gentleman Cadet Academy GCA. Hope you all are doing good. So, another video in the GD topics with the leads discussion series. So, today the topic of the GD is: should India strengthen its ties with Iran amid global pressures? So, again, a high level topic, and as per the current dynamics, also. So, this is very important. And apart from GD, this topic is important for lecturate also. But for that, a separate video for India Iran relations of 2024 is coming soon. So before this, I have made similar high level GG topics. If you want to watch all these videos, the link of the playlist is available in the I button. So like always, without wasting any time, let us discuss each lead one by one. So the topic of the GD is: should India strengthen its ties with Iran amid global pressures? So as we know that India faces a complex geopolitical calculus when deciding how deeply to engage with Iran. So while Iran offers immense strategic and economic opportunities, but the challenge lies in balancing this relationship with global pressures, particularly from US, and while also managing regional dynamics in West Asia. So the three leads are given for the topic. The first one is importance of Iran for India's energy security and connectivity projects. Second is balancing relationship with the US and Iran amid sanctions. Third is geopolitical implications of closer India-Iran ties in West Asia. Now let us discuss each lead one by one. So starting with the first lead, that is importance of Iran for India's energy security and connectivity projects. So in terms of energy security, before the sanctions reimposed under the Trump administration, Iran was India's third largest oil supplier. Iran offered favorable terms such as extended credit periods and discounts on freight, making its oil supplies both strategic and cost effective. So, with global oil prices fluctuating and uncertainty surrounding supply chains, so reviving ties with Iran could be vital for India's long term energy security. And also, India's energy strategy is vulnerable to fluctuations in global oil markets, which are often dominated by unstable regions or countries like Saudi Arabia and the US. So, strengthening ties with Iran would diversify India's sources, allowing it to reduce its dependence on such countries, enhancing energy security through a more balanced supply mix. And also, Iran possesses the world's second largest proven reserves of natural gas, and its energy resources could offer a crucial supplement to India's growing demand for cleaner energy. And India could explore importing LNG, that is liquefied natural gas, from Iran, or even engage in joint ventures to develop the country's gas reserves. Then, in terms of connectivity, so Chabahar port, which is located on Iran's southern eastern coast, represents a critical juncture in India's access to Afghanistan and further to Central Asia. And this port, unlike Pakistan's Gwadar port, offers India a more independent trade corridor and is a linchpin for India's connectivity strategy in the region. And also, one of the main reasons is the geopolitical challenges that India faces is Pakistan's refusal to grant India overland access to Afghanistan and further to Central Asia. So Chabahar offers India a direct route to these landlocked regions, sidestepping Pakistan and enhancing India's strategic autonomy. And also, the port complements the INSTC, that is the International North-South Transport Corridor, which is a multimodal trade network that involves India, Russia, and several Central Asian countries. So, by linking to INSTC, India can reduce shipment times and transportation costs for trade with Russia and Central Asian countries, further bolstering economic relations. And also, in terms of regional and economic opportunities, Iran plays a key role in Afghanistan's political and economic future. And following Taliban's return to power, India's ability to engage with Afghanistan is linked to a relationship with its Iran, which shares a border with Afghanistan and has influence over the Taliban regime. So, strengthening ties with Iran allows India to have a stable partner in the region to help with reconstruction and humanitarian projects. And if the international sanctions on Iran ease in the future, India could expand its investment in a range of sectors, including energy, infrastructure, and trade. And the potential for post sanctions economic boom would make Iran a valuable economic partner for India, particularly as India seeks to diversify its trade and energy partnerships globally. Now, moving to the second lead, that is balancing a relationship with the US and Iran amid sanctions. So, the biggest challenge is US sanctions. So, the US has imposed a series of sanctions on Iran under measures such as CAATSA, which is countering America's adversaries through Sanctions Act. So, these sanctions are designed to prevent countries from engaging with Iran in critical sectors such as energy and defense. And India has already faced significant challenges due to these sanctions, particularly halting oil imports from Iran since 2019. and this has impacted India's energy security, forcing the country to rely on costlier oil imports from other suppliers like Saudi Arabia and US. Then talking about India's strategy to navigate sanctions. So India can leverage platforms like SCO and BRICS, where Iran has growing involvement, to maintain low profile economic and strategic engagements with Iran. And these forums provide a diplomatic space where India can preserve relations with Iran without overly challenging US policies. And also through back channel diplomacy, India could work with US to secure waivers for specific projects such as strategic Chabahar port, which plays a vital role in stabilizing Afghanistan and aligning with US interest in the region. So therefore, by framing engagement with Iran as consistent with broader regional security objectives, India can maintain its ties with Iran without offending US. Then also, India has historically been successful in negotiating sanctions relief projects that align with broader international goals. For example, India secured a US waiver for investments in Chabahar, underscoring the port's significance for Afghan reconstruction. And India could use similar diplomatic strategies to expand its footprint in other sectors of the Iranian economy. And also talking about India's track record of balancing opposing interests. So India has adeptly managed to delegate balances in the past. It continues to buy defense equipment from Russia despite US sanctions, while also cultivating its strategic relationship with US. Similarly, India has developed robust ties with both Israel and various Gulf Cooperation Council countries, ensuring that its regional and global interests are not compromised. And in terms of economic sovereignty also, so India's policy of pursuing independent foreign relations is central to its broader goal of maintaining strategic autonomy. So by prioritizing national interests, India can position its engagement with Iran as a part of wider strategy for energy security, regional stability, and geopolitical leverage rather than as a direct challenge to US sanctions. Now, moving to the third and the final lead, that is geopolitical implications of closer India Iran ties in West Asia. So, India can play a crucial role in balancing the often polarized dynamics of the West Asian region. So, with its historical and cultural ties to both Shia majority Iran and Sunni majority Arab nations, India is well positioned to act as a neutral mediator in the region, potentially easing tensions and fostering dialogue. And also, Iran is vital to India's long term goals in Afghanistan, particularly after the US withdrawal. So, leveraging Iran's influence in Afghanistan, especially in relation to the Taliban, could ensure India's strategic presence in the region and also help to counter Pakistan's influence. Then, talking about countering China's influence. So, in 2021, China and Iran they signed a landmark 25-year strategic partnership, which included a $400 billion investment pledge. And there's growing alignment between China and Iran risk diminishing India's influence in Iran. So, strengthening bilateral ties with Iran would help India to counterbalance China's growing footprint in the region. And also, China's development of Gwadar port in Pakistan, which is just 70 kilometers from Chabahar, poses a direct challenge to India's access to key trade routes. So, expanding cooperation with Iran, especially at Chabahar, could help India to prevent China from dominating regional maritime trades and secure its own economic and geopolitical interests. And also, strong India-Iran ties also limits Pakistan's ability to encircle India diplomatically and economically through joint projects such as INSTC, which undercut Pakistan's strategic advantage, particularly in terms of access to Central Asia and beyond. And India must continue its balancing approach in the West Asia by engaging in with countries like Saudi Arabia, UAE, which remain critical to India's energy security, economic growth through trade. And India's ability to maintain balanced relations with both Iran and GCC countries will be key to its success in the region. And India must avoid being drawn into the Sunni Shia rivalry. So, therefore, there is a need for maintaining neutrality and fostering good relations with both Iran and Arab nations, which will help India to maintain its standing as a neutral power broker in West Asia. So, India's long term role in West Asia is we need to engage with Iran alongside with GCC nations and Israel. India need to position itself as a credible neutral power broker in the West Asia, and this would enhance India's influence across the region, allowing it to shape outcomes in the region, which is critical to global security, trade, and energy. So, finally, in the conclusion, I can say India stands to gain significantly from strengthening ties with Iran, especially in areas like energy, connectivity, and regional geopolitics. However, this must be done cautiously with a strategic focus on balancing relations with the US and its allies while avoiding becoming embroiled in regions' sectarian conflicts. Therefore, a nuanced approach which prioritizes India's national interest and uphold its strategic autonomy will allow India to navigate the complex dynamics in West Asia and leverage its relationship with Iran to bolster its global standing. So, friends, this is all about the three leads discussion for the given topic. So, like I mentioned in the starting, that this is a high level topic. So, prepare this topic well. So, till then, keep learning, Keep watching, keep supporting, and keep preparing. Thank you, and best of luck.